Assalamualaikum and very good morning. Our presentation today is about dietary intake recommendation, which is in nutrition domain. I'm Muhammad FIKRI bin JURI. Alongside with me, Muhammad ARFAN bin Muhammad Din, alias Muhammad NORDIN, and AIMAN ILHAMI bin KHAIRUN NIZAR. Together, we will present about this topic. Okay, so for our project overview, nutrition is the biochemical and physiological process by which an organism use food to support its life. We as a human being need to get enough nutrition to keep the body growing and healthy. To protect the body from disease, people need to take nutrition and a healthy diet. People nowadays just consume anything they want and don't care about how much nutrient they take. This can cause a problem to their health because too much or not enough of a nutrient in their body. There are 7 major types of nutrients such as fat, proteins, carbohydrate, water, mineral, fiber and vitamins. Every person need to know how much nutrient they need to have every single day to keep their body healthy. This is because not enough or too much of nutrient can affect their health. With artificial intelligence technology, this nutrition diet can be helped by developing an expert system using if-then rules and some advice from the nutrition expert to evaluate their nutrition status and condition. With the result of the evaluation, the system will output advice for the user, so the system will help in recommending type of food consumption and daily intakes. So for our project problem statement is, nowadays the majority of people suffer from disease because of not enough nutrition and didn't have a healthy diet. This is because they didn't know how much food intake need to follow to undergo a healthy diet. Other than that, they also didn't know how much vitamin, calcium, protein and other nutrition type they need to consume a day. So the system will help them to show what type and how much food they need to consume to help them to have a healthy diet, so their body will be healthy. In conclusion, a system need to be developed to fulfill this nutrition requirement to help the user in their healthy lifestyle. So for our project, we have 6 scope. So first scope is the system we ask question such as the user age, gender, BMI and their lifestyle activeness. Other than that, the system output are different depending on the user age and gender. So for the age category, we have 4 category. In range 1 to 9, it will be in children category. 10 to 18, it will be adolescent category. And then 19 to 59 years will be in adult category, and lastly 60 and above will be in elderly category. So beside that, the system will receive the BMI to recommend the exercise frequency a day. Then the system also can decide which body type the user is in. Beside that, the system can identify how much daily intake of nutrition and what diet they need with the result of the body type and other inputs. And lastly, the system will advise the user on what they should take for breakfast, lunch and dinner to provide better nutrition. The system can be used by everyone that need help with their daily diet and to keep their body healthy. The system is available on the phone as an application, so all the user can use it anytime and anywhere they want. For our project significant, one of the project significant is to give direction to user based on the input gain to obtain a certain conclusion. Next, to assist managers in the nutrition department and food sector in upgrading the present dietary nutrition recommendation system. Other than that, to raise end user awareness of the benefit of an expert system can be used for additional resource for nutrition related services. And finally, to improve the efficiency of the food and nutrition industry dietary nutrition advice system. And our project objective, we have 4 objectives, which is should be able to create an expert system based on the specified issue domain. Second objective is should be able to put the rule into action in expert system. Third objective will be to able to make a user-friendly interface of the expert system. And lastly, our objective is to create an expert that fulfill a user need in their nutrition lifestyle with certain recommendation based on their past nutrition record and lifestyle. And I will pass, that's all for me. And now I will pass to ILHAMI to continue this presentation.
Okay, hi. My name is ILHAMI NIZAR. I would like to talk about methodology. So in our methodology, for our system, that dietary intake recommendation is knowledge acquisition. So for our project, we required an expert to get information. So we have to make two ways, which is interview and a few survey that have to be answered by few expertise. So our interview session was conducted with a nutritionist and dietetic official from UiTM Puncak Alam and dietitian from Diet Ideas Sendirian Berhad. We go make a interview through a Google Meet. And for our survey, the survey has been answered by uh, dietitian from UiTM Puncak Alam and our Diet Ideas Sendirian Berhad. So the information they obtain from survey and interview includes dietary intake, nutritional recommendation made on daily basis. So I will proceed to our reference. So this is our reference. Make interview with expertise from UiTM Puncak Alam and Diet Sendirian Berhad. And this is example that our survey has been answered by expertise. So for knowledge representation, so for input, we have 4 input that user have to key in, which is lifestyle, gender, age, and BMI. So for lifestyle, we have 4 that low active, moderately active, active, and very active. So for gender, of course, I have 2, male and female. For age, we have children, adolescent, adult, and elderly. And for BMI, we have 4 categories, which is underweight, healthy, overweight, and obese. And after uh, the input, our system will recommend food to users, and the output will be 2, which is food type that user have to take daily and exercise for weekly. So food type we have 3, which is breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So for our project inference technique, which we using model exponent as our inference technique. So for example, A, user age in range 19 for 59. B, the user age category will be adult. So A, then B, A, therefore B, antecedent if the user age in range 19 to 59, consequence, then the user age category will be adult. So this is our example for inference technique. So we go through to knowledge analysis. So as we can see from the start, user have to input their gender, age, BMI, and lifestyle. So our system will determine their age. So from age 1 until 9 will be category by children. 10 to 18 will be adolescent. 19 to 59 will be adult. And 60 to and above will be elderly. So after that, user have to input their gender, which is female and male. And after that, they have to input their lifestyle, which is either active, low active, moderately active, and very active. And the last, the user have to input, which is BMI. We have 4 category here. So the first is underweight, which is below than 18.5. So healthy to 18.5 to 24.9. So 25 to 29.9 will be category for overweight, and above than 30 and above will be obese. So after the uh, data that we collected from the users, so our system will determine calorie intake per day based on a rule has been set in our database. So based on calorie, our system will recommend food for the user to that user have to take for daily basis for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Uh, Furthermore, our system also recommend exercise to do per week based on user BMI. So that's all from me. I will pass to next presenter to explain more for our project. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad ARFAN. Okay, so now I'll be explaining about the system construction and development. Okay, the first subtopic for system construction and development is the database and the list of facts in the database. In the database, we can identify that we have around 94 facts, and the one displaying in the screen right now is only 45 out of our 94 facts. As you can see, there are many types of facts, ranging from the age category, the age range, and genders, and then the lifestyle activeness of a person, and then body weight, and then the BMI, and there is also the energy range for each individual. Now, moving on to the knowledge base, we have about 101 rule, and the one displaying right now is the examples of the rule. So for example, rule number 1, there are 3 types of range of ages, which when we fire, it will show or conclude an age category, which is children. Then the second rule is also an age range, which when you fire, it will display an age category, which is adolescent. And then for the third rule is also an age range, which when we fire, it will display adult. And rule number 4, 5, 6, and 7 is for the BMI. So if you reach, for rule 5, 6, and 7 is for BMI, and if you reach a certain range of the BMI, it will fire according to rule number 5, 6, and 7. Next is the interface design. First is the input interface. As you can see, the one displaying right now is gender, age, BMI, and lifestyle. So these are the inputs that the user needs to enter. And for gender, there is 2 types of gender, which is male and female. For age, you can enter any age. For BMI, you can also enter any BMI. For lifestyle, there's 4 types of lifestyle, which is low active, moderately active, active, and very active. Okay, so in the input interface, users have to key in their gender, as I said earlier, age, BMI, and user's lifestyle. So our system can suggest a menu that users have to take daily and what exercise is required for users according to the BMI. The output interface, when the users enter their gender, age, BMI, and lifestyle, it will then display their gender, age, BMI, and lifestyle again, and they will also provide an age category according to the age, which is, for example, if they entered 22, it will display adult, and then it will also display the energy needed per day and recommended exercise to do per week, and the recommended food to eat in a day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Okay, so for the output interface, our system shows users' gender, age category, body status, and their lifestyle based on users' input. Our system calculates the total of energy needed per day for users, and it will recommend exercise that users can do for a week, and it will recommend a menu that can be eaten by users. For the system that we use, or software that we use for the project, is we use Clips, and Clips is using a coding-based function to build the system. So one of the functions that we use in Clips is diff rule, which will use all the rules we entered to function by accepting user inputs and producing outputs. So in the diagram below, it shows one of the samples of our coding, and as you can see, the coding shows the interface. This is an interface coding. More detailed coding I will show later in the demo. For the result, for inference chains, we took one case study, which is for fact number 1, fact number 2, fact number 3, and fact number 4. Okay, for example, if fact number 1 is 16 to 18 years old, and fact number 2 is male, and fact number 3 is low active, and fact number 4 is underweight, we fire fact number 1 first to rule 2, and we will get a new fact, which is fact number 5, which is adolescent. This is the one that I mentioned earlier, which is the range of age, and it will decide an age category according to the range. And then, using fact number 5, we will combine with fact number 1 again, and fact number 2 and 3 to fire rule number 49. And this will provide a new fact, which is fact 6, and it is the energy needed, which is 2050 to 2930 calories. And using that new fact generated, we will fire rule number 91 together with fact number 1 and fact number 2. So fact 6, fact number 1, fact number 2. We will fire rule number 91, and we will get the final fact, which is fact number 7, which is the output we needed, which is what we need to take for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Okay, and also, last but not least, using the BMI, which is the underweight, which is fact number 4, we will fire rule number 99 to get the exercise frequency, the exercise that we need to do per week, which is fact number 8.
So now I will be explaining the demo of our system, which we use Clips for the software. Okay, so now when the user enters the system, they will need to choose 2 directions, which is 1 and 2. 1 will direct the user directly to the system, and 2, it will direct the user to the explanation facility. So for example, if I go input 2, it will show the explanation facility for every input that user needs to enter. So it's basically a definition area for every input. Okay, then after that, the user can input 1 to proceed to the system. Here, the user can input their gender, for example, I'll input male, and then their age, for example, 21, then BMI, 23, and then their lifestyle, they can choose low active, moderately active, active, and very active. So I'll put active, and it will show the result based on the input. So it will show the inputs also, which are gender, male, age 21, and using the age, it can determine the age category, which is adult, BMI 23, and it can determine the body status, which is healthy, and then lifestyle, active. And using all these inputs, it can derive an output, which is energy needed per day, which is 1960 to 2800. calories, and then the recommended exercise to do is 2 to 4 times per week, and then the recommended food to eat per day for breakfast is 2 slices of toasted bread, 2 medium fried eggs, 1 glass of milk, 2 banana. Lunch, 1 serving of fried rice, 1 glass of apple juice, and for dinner, 1 slice of roast beef, 1 plate of white rice, 1 glass of iced tea, small serving of salad. And it will also have an explanation facility on how the inputs can derive the output, which is through the inputs. This will provide a food intake recommendation based on the energy needed, age category, and gender. A specific intake is derived based on the specific energy needed. The frequency of the exercise is also determined by a BMI group. So different types of input will derive a different type of recommendation for food to eat per day. Okay, so that is all for the demo. Thank you.